A pleasure to be joined here by Billy Bob Thornton, who plays Lorne Malvo in Fargo, the series. Now, so many people love Fargo, the movie, and it's so iconic, Coen Brothers. Did you have any expectations or when you first read the script about the TV show?
Well, I was just offered the part and read the script immediately. So it's like, you know, Coen Brothers, the executive producers. It's got a pedigree. I love the movie. And when I read the script, I saw that Noah Hawley had done an incredible job. The script was so good, and it's 10 episodes. Who wouldn't do it? You know, I mean, I didn't really want to get involved in a television series that might run 5 or 6 years. So this feels more like you're doing a 10-hour independent film, which is great.
Yeah. So what were your initial impressions of the characters in the story?
Well, I thought Noah captured the tone and the vibe of the original movie without imitating it, you know, and that's a hard thing to do, you know, to capture that without copying it, and he managed to do it and made it his own animal, which was great. Yeah.
Yeah, a challenge to do, especially with the movie being so iconic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the character that you play.
You know, the great thing about doing interviews about Fargo is the fact that you can't really say much. Yeah, my character is the mysterious stranger from out of town. Nobody really knows why I'm there and what I'm up to. So, so I'm not a local Fargo guy. So, yeah, and Lorne Malvo is the kind of guy that you, when he says things, you know he means it. I'll put it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
No, you can't do that. I mean, the great thing these days is that people really love that idea. I mean, television has such a great, that's where all the good stuff is happening, you know, and people, I think the reason they're into it so much is because they do want that next week to see what happens. You know, I think it's a thing that, well, I think it's human nature to like to get involved in something that unfolds, you know what I mean? And, so, I mean, I don't know what other people say about it. I try not to say too much because, you know, you don't want to spoil it for the audience. And we live in a society now with a social network where spoilers are fun, but it's kind of creepy to me.
Right.
Yeah.
But a fun character to sink your teeth into?
Oh, definitely. No doubt about it. Yeah, it's been great. The only thing I've had to get used to is just sort of, you know, coming from the film world, you have one director the whole time, and here every 2 episodes there's a new director, and they've all been great, but their personalities are different. So you just have to each week. It's like, oh, last week we had the laid back guy, now we got the sort of hyperactive guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was about the only thing I had to get used to, really.
Yeah. Make those adjustments. And Calgary doubling for Minnesota here. Have the shooting conditions been challenging? We were speaking with Keith and he said the cold is a character and that, you know, those are the conditions that you've been shooting in here. Oh, sure. Yeah. The cold definitely is a character. And it's, I mean, I've done cold weather movies before, so, you know, it's no worse than any of those. And Calgary's been a great town to be in, you know, it's the people here are so warm, and it's you know, it's not too big a city, you know. Even though it is a big city, it still has a small town feel. So you're always running into people again that you saw over at this restaurant. Now you're at some bar and you see the same people. It's great, you know, and you can get whatever you want here. I'm a vegan, so you know, at first I was like, wonder how Calgary's set up for folk like me, and it turns out just fine. Yeah, there are options. A vegan, that's very opposite of the part you play.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah. But yeah, it's been a great town, and the weather has cooperated, and now all of a sudden it's warm, so.
So we're bringing in snow.
Yeah, bringing in snow for the first time. It's been, we've had plenty of it. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the physicality of your character. We can obviously see there are physical differences. Was that scripted or was that an actor choice?
Actor choice, pretty much. Yeah, it's my manager told me that he thought I looked like I was channeling the dark side of Ken Burns, which I thought was pretty funny, actually. Or I look like a guy who played bass with the Buffalo Springfield in 1967, one way or the other.
All right.
Yeah.
There's the inspiration there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this cast is so spectacular. What has it been like working with these other actors?
Oh, they're great. Yeah, Martin and Allison and Colin, Bob, Keith, all of them. Oliver. I'd actually worked with Oliver Platt a couple of times before, and the two movies I'd done with Oliver, we didn't have any scenes together.
Right.
So this is the first time we've actually interacted, and this is our third one. Yeah.
Right.
So it's been terrific. They're great.
You're no stranger to the Coen Brothers. Did you have any conversations with them about this script?
Excuse me. I didn't really talk to the Coen Brothers about this. I mean, I knew that it had their blessing, and so there was no reason, to call them up and say, hey, you guys are going to be pissed that they're making your movie into a TV show. They already knew, So I talk to them from time to time, about stuff. But usually it's just about, how's the weather, that kind of thing. It's usually not business.
Yeah. It's snowy.
Yeah, it's not exactly right.
It is cold.